So I'm here with the Anycubic Predator. I've had it for about 2 weeks, and I have printed some fairly large things, and I have to say that overall I'm pretty happy with this printer. But it definitely could use an upgrade in terms of the hot end. So what I have been doing is working on converting it over to a Volcano. This is a genuine E3D Volcano. Had to do some modifications to. I wanted to use the stock fan, so I had just cut the tabs off of the stock fan, but the effector itself, I had to mill this extra material out in order for the heater block to fit. Along with that has come a few other challenges, such as the leveling probe not sitting exactly where it needs to. So in order to fit it properly, it's touching the nozzle. I need to have a spacer. So I drew one up, and I'm printing it right now on one of the Mark III's here. Should be ready in a couple minutes. I printed up this little guy here, just a little bit too big. So once I get that done, I'll mount the effector back on and I should be ready to go. There hasn't been a ton of footage, there is some, but here's the inside of the printer itself. Power supply here. Now, unless I'm mistaken, this is the 24 volt version and it's 1000 watts. Seems quite high. We've got our MOSFET for the heated bed, and then here we have a custom Anycubic 32-bit board. It seems to be running an ARM chip. One of the problems that I've had with this printer so far is this particular fan. I unplugged it for now, but just to show you, it's noisy. So I'll be replacing that. Unplug that. But one of the things I did notice here is this dab of hot glue right there. And on looking at the board, it appears to be missing a connector, and that they simply sat the connector in place and dabbed hot glue. So I don't know if that's a, they came across an engineering defect and they couldn't put a piece on there, or if that's just shoddy workmanship and they ran out of connectors and this is how they decided to ship units out. I mean, right now there's no problem with that, but looking at this printer, it seems to be well built, except for that and the crappy fan. Here is the original hot end that came with it. For a printer this big, here, focus. For a printer this big, I don't know why they would be using, like a V5 clone with a 0.4 nozzle. It doesn't make sense. The build volume on this thing is, I believe it's 380 diameter, and it's 450 millimeters up, so it's fairly good. That's one of the reasons why I'm switching over to this Volcano, because I'm planning on going up to 0.8, with the ability to go up to 1.2. If results are good, I have no problem upgrading this to a Super Volcano in the future. So I'll take some more videos once I have this thing posted, attached to the arms here, and then I will give a detailed review of how this thing is working. Some of the things I don't like right off the bat here is it seems to be proprietary firmware. I can't make any adjustments, or at least not at first glance here. I mean, the touchscreen it's relatively nice. Doesn't have haptic feedback, but the audible noise does help. It's fairly responsive, nice to look at, but other than that, I can't make any G-code changes, or sorry, firmware changes right off the start. But I'll update shortly. Thanks.